colleagues at the head table, my coaches from Tobago, teachers, all. What I'm going to talk about this afternoon is something that would be very reflective for most of us. For some of us, it would be revelatory, and for some of us, it would be what I refer to as consensual. There is something about equity that bothers me all the time in Trinidad and Tobago, particularly living in Tobago. There are some disparities, and I'm not talking in terms of disparity in genetic prowess or in affluence in terms of money. I am talking about equity in terms of sportsmen from Tobago having most of our competitions held in Trinidad, and you know the costs for competing in Trinidad. Travel from Tobago to Trinidad, accommodation, meals, ground transportation, and the likes. Now, in terms of talent identification, I think that we need to develop our own unique variation. And I'm saying mostly without any associated political ideology, and I have my reason for that. It minimizes the disproportionate representation that we have many times, depending on your political stance. And I'm saying to us this afternoon that clearly, if we are to establish our own talent identification, the focus, I would go to the plural, the foci, will be improving the athlete, but there must also be coaches improvement, and there will also be system improvement. When we are speaking about the establishment of this talent identification, I am saying that we need to be in a position where predictability becomes the order of the day.
Y por eso es necesario,
and for this it is necessary
trabajar
to train
teniendo en cuenta el principio
with
de el entrenamiento personalizado.
It is important to train with the idea of personalized training sessions in mind.
Porque es el que va a trabajar las debilidades de cada ser humano.
Because we're going to work with reference to the weaknesses that present itself in each athlete.
Tenemos el caso de un atleta
We have in case this athlete
con un buen nivel técnico,
with a great technical level,
buenas habilidades,
great abilities,
pero
but
tiene dificultad en la capacidad de trabajo,
they have difficulty in the capacity of training.
que puede ser fuerza, resistencia o velocidad.
They can be in strength, resistance, or speed.
Entonces, ¿en qué consiste el principio?
So, what does the principle consist of?
En dirigir el trabajo
In directing the training session,
personalizado
personalized,
a esa capacidad
to this capacity
que el atleta tiene dificultad.
that the athlete has difficult doing.
Hasta ahí el principio
Until, well, here we finish with this principle of
de
individualization.
Ok. Otro principio fundamental
Another fundamental principle
es el principio modelación del proceso del entrenamiento.
is the principle of the modulation of the training process.
Puesto que en el entrenamiento hay que tener en cuenta
Because in the training we must keep in mind
aquellos medios que sean idénticos a la competencia.
we must keep in mind the mediums that are equal to the competition.
Esta sesión de entrenamiento,
This training session,
por supuesto, tiene que tener una organización armónica entre sus partes.
of course, has to have a harmonic organization between the parts.
Como ahí se plasma, debe contener objetivos,
It must have an objective,
varios objetivos.
various objectives.
¿Cuáles serían estos objetivos? No solamente es, ok, hoy día todos queremos ganar, es lo que,
What are the objectives? For example,
lo
today
que cada
everyone
cual
wants to
se
win.
propone,
They want to win that what they plan for.
pero ¿cómo?
But how?
Solamente uno tiene que pensar
only one has to think
en que el atleta es el
in that
medio
the athlete is the medium
y la vía somos nosotros, los entrenadores.
and the way is the coaches, are the coaches.
Entonces, la unidad o la sesión de entrenamiento
The training session
debe brindar a
must,
los atletas no
must-
solamente habilidades,
must give the athletes not only abilities,
condiciones físicas,
physical conditions,
sino conocimientos
but also knowledge,
para que estos atletas
so that these athletes
alcancen la independencia.
can reach an independent state.
Cuando hablo de independencia, hablo del conocimiento
When I talk about an independent state, I talk
aplicable
about knowledge applicable
en el momento de la competencia.
in the moment of the competition.
En muchos deportes,
In a lot of sports,
el entrenador puede dirigir
the coach can direct
la competencia
the competition
desde fuera del terreno.
outside of the playing field.
En otros no es así.
In others, it's not like this.
Pero existe el momento incluso
But there are
en el
moments
que el entrenador dirige
that the coach
sus
can
jugadores
direct his players
en los que no puede hacerlo,
in what they cannot do,
puesto que las jugadas
because the plays or movements
se realizan en muy corto tiempo.
are realized in very quick times.
Entonces, tiene que tener conocimiento,
So you have to have knowledge,
capacidad física y
physical
habilidad técnica
capacity and technical ability
para poder resolver los problemas
to
que se le
resolve the
presenten
problems that are present during
en
play.
un partido.
A lot of our football fields, I can't say about Tobago, but I know in Trinidad they are terrible, right? They are, you walk onto the field and you can just twist your ankle, right? If our athletes are running in those conditions, what do you think is going to happen to them? Is that something that's preventable? Definitely, right? Now, we also have equipment. If we have equipment for our athletes and they are not safe and they are not dependable, they too can cause serious injury to our athletes. Now, the most important aspect of prevention of injury is something called a PPE or a pre-participation examination. The most important component. So someone walks into your club and says, listen coach, I want to play for you. You have heard everyone talk about this young athlete. Oh, he's so good, he's this, he's that, the other, right? We normally just say, okay, come on, let's go, you play for me, right? But if that athlete has a serious heart condition that we don't know about, what is a possibility of something that may happen? Yeah, right? We could go into, he may drop down on us one day and die, right? Because we did not do a pre-participation examination.
Seeing that the trainer being exposed to the different disciplines earlier in their life, it'll be really help to lead up to the future. My coach always think that the countryside is the better places for throws and whatnot, but coming here, I've seen a lot of guys here who really have talent. Really need to work with them. I know some of them have been to the character level and whatnot, so they're really talented and hopefully we'll work together. No, well, once I have the time and not interrupting my training or whatnot, I'll be able to help once anyway they want me to help, I'll be able to help. Right now, I haven't set any goals at the moment. It's just trying to get through things, coming off a little injury and thing, getting back into shaking off the Knicks and that. Just my main goal, well, everybody, hopefully all athletes next year, main goal is for the World Championship. So as of this year, my was lead up to the World Juniors. Next year, my goal will be leading up to the World Championship.
And it is indeed a pleasure to be here. Mr. Bob.
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am. How are you doing?
Interesting, fantastic, great work, fantastic. Pleased to be here. Tell us about the program.
Oh, thank you very much. First of all, let me say it's a pleasure to be home. Tobago is my home, and it's really great to see the number of kids around here participating in this program. I want to endorse the program because it's something that I think Tobago required for quite some time. Tobago has been starved for a program of this nature, and I'm saying this is the start of good things for the Tobago youth, because very soon we are going to expand the programs to other programs, namely the sports school and a national sports festival in Tobago, where you will see a lot more activity and a lot more kids taking part in structured activities, which I think would be beneficial to the young people of this lovely Twin Island nation.
Mr. Bob, this is the first of its kind, and I understand that Tobago is the first leg. Is that true?
Yeah. Tobago is the first leg, and Tobago, because we really want them to feel left out. So again, this is the start of something fantastic.